This video is for assignment 7. There are 3 stories and the questions are posted on Google Classroom. Let's do the first story. David and Peter are friends. They're having lunch together now. They're sitting in a McDonald's restaurant together. Yesterday, David asked his mother for $12 for lunch. His mother gave him the money, but she was surprised. She thought that McDonald's was an inexpensive restaurant. The restaurant is directly across the river from David's house, but to get there, the boys have to ride along the river, over a large bridge, and then back up the other side. The boys rode their bicycles to the restaurant. They rode down to the river, and they followed a path along the river for about a kilometer until they came to the large bridge. They got off their bike and pushed their bicycles up a steep hill to get onto the bridge. Once on the bridge, they could ride again, but the cars were very loud, driving quickly across the bridge, and it made it impossible for them to talk. After they got to the other side of the bridge, they rode down onto another path that went back up the other side of the river. They drove that for about a kilometer, and then they turned down a small road leading to the restaurant. The restaurant was very crowded, and the boys waited in line. Peter ordered a cheeseburger and french fries. David got a Big Mac and french fries, and both boys ordered a vanilla milkshake. They sat in the restaurant, and they had lunch together, and they talked about bicycling by the river, the loud cars on the bridge, and baseball. It was a very enjoyable lunch out. Story number 2. The kitchen is my favorite room in my house because my family is always in the kitchen. I have 2 families. I have my mother's family and my father's family, and they are very different. My mother's family, they live in a city, a big city. They live in an apartment on the 4th floor. Their apartment is very small. All the rooms are small, and the toilet is small, and the kitchen is very small. In the kitchen, there's a small round table with enough room for 4 or 5 people. And in the summertime, when we visit my grandparents, it's very hot, so they open the window. There's a single small window in the kitchen that opens onto the fire escape. And outside, it's very loud. You can hear buses and trucks and cars driving up and down the road, people yelling to each other, and the sound of the city comes into the kitchen through the window. But that's okay because in the kitchen, it's also very loud. When we visit my grandparents, we always sit in the kitchen. All my family sits around the table, and it's very crowded and fun, and we talk and cook and laugh and eat together. My father's family is very different. They live on a farm in the country. It is a cattle farm. They have many cows, and their house is very big. All the rooms are big, and the kitchen is very big. In the middle of the kitchen, there's a very large table with enough room for 16 people to sit at. And in the summertime, when we visit my father's family, it's lots of fun. After work, everyone comes into the kitchen through the back door and sits at the table. They cook and laugh and talk and eat together. My grandmother is always very busy serving potatoes to my grandfather. My grandfather sits at the head of the table facing his family. And on the other side of the room, there are 3 large windows which look out onto the whole farm. If you look out the windows, you can see everything, and it's very quiet outside, and you can hear a cow go moo. And that's why I like my 2 families. Even though they are very different, they live in different places and do different jobs, what they enjoy is spending time together, and they enjoy spending time together in the kitchen. Finished. The final story is called Birthday Season. There are many seasons in a year. There are the traditional seasons of spring, summer, winter, and fall. And there are other seasons also, like holiday season, Christmas season, Obon season. Or there's sports seasons, baseball season, basketball season. But for me, the most interesting and sometimes difficult season is my family's 5-week birthday season. In my family, there are 5 people, and we all have our birthdays from the 2nd week in May to the 3rd week in June. Birthday season starts with my wife's birthday on May 15th and finishes 5 weeks later with my birthday on June 21st. Our 3 daughters celebrate their birthdays 1 per week in between. This year, in the 1st week in May, my 3 daughters, Emma, Olivia, and Ava, came to me in a group and told me to take them to the shopping mall to buy their mother a present. I put them all in the car and we went to the mall, and before they got out of the car, I gave each of them $50. I waited in the car and read my newspaper. I read my smartphone for about 90 minutes until the girls returned with a number of shopping presents. The next Saturday, Emma and Olivia asked me to drive them to the shopping mall again to get baking supplies for their sister Ava. Before they got out of the car, I gave them $40 each. A week later, I was at a sports store with Emma and Ava and paid out $40 again, and then again at a music store a week after that with Olivia and Ava, and forked out another $40 each. A week later, on June 21st, my wife baked me a beautiful chocolate cake for my birthday with a single candle on top of it, but there was not a single present put in front of me. When I asked my daughters, I said, "Where's my present?" All my daughters stood up and smiled and looked at each other. And my daughter Olivia, she showed me her clean hands, and she said, "My hands are really clean now, but this morning they were very dirty because I was helping Mrs. Hill weed her garden. You are always helping her out with many different things, so this morning I took your place. Happy birthday." My daughter Emma smiled. "I cleaned my room this morning," she said. "You are always telling me my room is messy, my room is dirty, you should clean your room. It's disgusting. So today, right now, my room is very, very clean. Happy birthday." And finally, my youngest daughter, Ava, she slid a book across the table to me, and she said, "You see that book? You're always telling me, read more. You don't read enough books. So this week, I read that book. It was very good. It was interesting. Happy birthday." And it was a very interesting and great end to a happy birthday season. Finished. Those are the 3 stories. This is assignment 7, class 11. The questions are posted on Google Classroom. Please, when you write your assignments, please ensure that the answers to the questions are included as part of the 3rd essay. See you soon.